This is our third episode of Character and Cravings. I can't believe I'm actually making a third video. I am very much the type to give up after 2 tries, especially with all the editing issues I've had with CapCut recently. So I am proud of myself for pushing on. Today's Character and Cravings is going to be a little bit different. We are talking about the love hypothesis, but instead of talking about Olive, we're going to talk about our stoically serious male lead, Adam Carlson. I thought I was filming, and I took several bites of my snacks, thinking that I was filming. I apologize. Let me start over. I know Olive loves Starbucks because of all the sugary drinks, and while I cannot indulge in a sugary Starbucks drink every day, there are still lots and lots of options. So I was going to buy 3 Starbucks drinks and drink them all at once, but I think that's just too much for me to handle in one day. So what I'm going to do is before the end of this video, I will be hitting up Starbucks 2 more times, and I will be getting 2 different low carb or low sugar drinks and pairing them with other food items on the Starbucks menu. And I will give all the information that I usually do. I'll give the net carbs and stuff like that as well. This is an iced passion tango tea with 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup, no cane sugar, and a splash of heavy cream. It is incredibly low carb, so if you are on a sugar-free diet, low carb diet, or you're diabetic like I am at the moment, this is the perfect drink. It's really great because the flavor of the tea makes you think you're drinking something a lot sweeter than you actually are. And I don't know, I like the cream. It kind of reminds me of a Frappuccino. About a month ago, I finished reading Pride and Prejudice for the first time. I actually made a whole video about looking for a hard copy of Pride and Prejudice, and I found a beautiful edition with the most gorgeous engravings. If you're interested, you can check that out on my channel. But as I was writing the script for this Character and Cravings, I couldn't help but notice some of the similarities between Adam Carlson and Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. The biggest 2 similarities I noticed is that they both have very unpleasant reputations, even though it doesn't really represent who they are. Also, I just love grumpy on the outside, but my heart yearns for you on the inside male lead. Do you remember Elsie from Love Theoretically? Adam is her antithesis, her complete opposite. In that video, I talked about being that go with the flow, easygoing kind of person. I think another unfortunate consequence of having that kind of personality is that you end up putting up with a lot of stupidity and drama. Adam doesn't care if people like him or not, so that's why he can hold people up to such a high standard. I was so concerned with people liking me that I subconsciously lowered my standards, even if I didn't really like them or didn't really know them. I think I did that so it would make it easier for me to like them, for me to be friends with them. Looking back, that was such a waste of time. I've definitely been more mindful about that side of my personality. I'm still kind and friendly, but I don't really use up a lot of my own time to getting to know people that I'm just simply not interested in, that I don't really care for. I definitely don't think I'm as harsh as Adam is with his grad students. But think of all the time he saved from social interactions. If being a mom has taught me anything, it's that surrounding yourself with the right people isn't just for you. It's also for my son. And now that I am in my 30s, I am happy to report that I've got some Holden Rodriguez level friends. They are the best. I don't have like a huge group. I'm not wildly popular, but the friends I do have, I am so happy that they are mine. When you have friends that see beneath the surface and really care for you, then you really don't need more than just a handful. While I hope that this adjustment in my personality hasn't made me seem cold or standoffish to others that don't know me as well, for Adam, he's known as kind of an asshole on campus. He's known as a dick. He's not very well liked. Because he is so cold and so distant and rude to other people, it's made him an outsider on campus. I am intimately aware of what it's like to be an outsider, and not from being a jerk. It's actually the opposite. I became an outsider because I tried too hard, I think. From what I've learned, trying too hard to get people to like you, it really puts them off. I don't know if being an outsider bothered Adam at all. It seems like it doesn't, but you never really know what's going on inside people's heads. But knowing that everyone else is in on the joke that no one told you is a cruel and truly humiliating kind of punishment. The bakery section is especially hard to navigate for a diabetic, but there are a couple things that I can have without worrying about it spiking my sugars. One of them are these egg bites. I apologize, I already took a bite. But the bacon and Gruyere egg bites are only 9 grams of carbs. For me personally, usually if it's not over 10 grams of carbs, it doesn't spike my sugars, so that's great. That's really good. Adam being an asshole is not the takeaway I want from this character in Cravings. What I do want to take away from Adam is his freedom to be himself. I too want to just care less about what people think of me. I think that's really important, especially when I'm doing all this content creation. I think that's just overall better for my mental health, and it'll give me the ability to keep making content without worrying about what other people think. So why do I love Adam Carlson so much when he's such a jerk in the books to everybody except for Olive? Well, he is a fictional man, and fictional men are very hard to find in real life, mostly because they don't have bat wings or are secret billionaires or CEO of Fortune 500 companies. People like to say that women have unrealistic expectations because of fictional men, but I think that the men that say that are just trying to cover up their own red flags. Obviously, we're not gonna find Rhysand from A Court of Rose and Thorns or a secret billionaire, but don't let anybody lower your standards for things that should be the standard. Let me show you why Adam Carlson is the standard. Adam has unwavering support for Olive throughout the book. Your dreams and your efforts to make those dreams come true should be something he supports through action. Because let's face it, you would do the same thing for him. Women have been supporting their man for generations. I don't know if you've seen that meme, but it's the one that says, "I'd be a successful man too if I had a devoted wife at home taking care of everything else." If your partner can't help you with your presentation slides or your Western blots, then the least he can do is a load of laundry or prepare dinner at home. A really common trope in books, TV shows, movies is the male lead being very overprotective. Let's not condone violence. Violence is never the answer, no matter how hot it was that Adam choked out Tom, but anyone can throw a punch. The real question is whether or not your partner would take a punch for you. For example, is he willing to uproot his entire life and career for you? Let's not forget that Adam was only going to Harvard because that's where Olive was planning on going. I mean, career-wise, he probably wouldn't be losing that much, but he was willing to change his whole life for Olive, just to be with her, just to be in the same city as her. I would much rather my partner be willing to do something like that for me than to throw a punch. Adam is painted as this very serious guy with not a lot of words, but the words of support he does offer mean everything to Olive. Look, if Adam could offer words of support to a girl he just met who couldn't even see him, then your partner should be able to say stuff like that on the daily. He definitely shouldn't be saying things like, oh, maybe you should try something else, or maybe this isn't it for you. Maybe this isn't the right fit for you. It's not even just saying things like, oh, you've got this, or you can do this. You know, those words are easy to say and often hold very little meaning. It's about really listening to your process and responding in a way that makes you feel heard. If you want meaningless cliches to comfort you, then I highly recommend Gemini or ChatGPT. I just did a whole day of filming pretty much, and on the way back, I went to Starbucks again and I got an iced London fog latte. There's 4 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, no extra sugar or syrups added, with almond milk and a splash of heavy cream. Oh wow, it's really good. It tastes like a vanilla bean frap when like all the ice has melted and it's like just that stuff on the bottom. It's good. It's really good. I like it. So again, this one is very low carb, basically no sugar. The snack I got does have sugar in it. This is 36 grams of carbs, so I did have to take insulin for it, but I actually wanted the blueberry muffin, and it's 15 more grams than the chocolate croissant, surprisingly. So I think looking at the big picture, this is better. So worth the insulin. If your man isn't offering to pay for your food the way that Adam pays for all of Starbucks drinks, then what are you doing? I mean, I get it. Like, I go Dutch all the time. Well, I used to go Dutch all the time with my husband before we got married. But if your man is making you feel like you're mooching off of him, that's a completely different issue. Let me give you an example. Your partner should not be asking you to e-transfer them $9 for a pumpkin spice latte. The only acceptable answers should be, I got this, or don't worry, you can get it next time. I feel like ever since Bridgerton came out, there's been this huge romantic notion of yearning. Why do we love yearning so much? It's because we would all love our partner to be that devoted. I've recently learned, though, that being devoted and being in love aren't necessarily the same thing. And I know that sounds really weird, but let me just explain. Feelings and emotions can be really fickle. I mean, they're called fleeting for a reason, which is why when you see those couples who have been together for 30 and 40 years, you know what's held them together aren't just feelings and emotions. I'm pretty sure these couples didn't like each other the same way the whole time. Sometimes they might not even have loved each other the same way the whole time. That's why devotion is so attractive, because when emotions and feelings fail you, devotion is what keeps a relationship together during the hardest of times, during the lowest of lows. When we found out that Adam basically waited for Olive for 3 years, that's when we knew you don't need to have these crazy deep-seated feelings for someone to be devoted. He met her, he just knew. He knew that this was the kind of person that he wanted to be with, and that's what he was devoted to. To have a man wait for you for 3 years, that's probably an unreasonable ask. Likely only limited to fictional men. But for your partner to be devoted to you, that should not be something that only exists in books. You should never have to question whether or not your partner is going to cheat on you or fall in love with somebody else. And I could be wrong. Maybe that is asking for too much. I don't know what it's like to be in your relationship. But to know that your partner will still stick by you in 30 to 40 years from now, I feel like that should be the standard. This is the final Starbucks and snack pairing. This is a iced chai latte. It says no classic, 4 substitutions of sugar-free caramel syrup, and a splash of heavy cream, as usual. I double checked. This technically only has 1 gram of net carbs. Probably from the milk, I'm assuming, but oh wow. Okay. This is the best one. I'm actually a little concerned that they did put sugar in this, like actual sugar, because this is so good. And it tastes so sweet. Okay, I have concerns. I'm going to check my blood sugar in 2 hours just to make sure. But if this is what sugar-free caramel syrup tastes like, I might just get it all the time. It's oh my god. How could it be so good? Out of the 3 that I've had, this one is definitely the best one. And it's perfect because this is my favorite thing to eat at Starbucks. It is the spinach feta wrap, which is one of the lower carb sandwiches on the menu. I mean, I still had to take insulin for this, but it's okay. It was not as much as I usually would have to take, so I don't know what it is about this thing, but it's such a comfort food. I always eat this when I'm at the airport. I ate it so much in university when I had a morning class. It's delicious. I love it. Wow, I'm so happy right now. I'm eating my favorite food. And I discovered a delicious low-carb drink. Hopefully. Watch this like shoot up my sugars to the double digits. That would be really bad. So that is it for this character in Cravings. Now that I've kind of finished this little trilogy, I would be really interested to know if you have any suggestions for what I should talk about next. There's a specific book or a specific character that you would really enjoy hearing about, I would love to see it in the comments. I am going to continue on the Ali Hazelwood train just until something else comes up. I feel like it's just very easy to write about for me. But if you're getting bored of the Ali Hazelwood books, then please leave some comments down below and I will definitely read them and pick something that I think would be interesting to talk about. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you soon. Bye!